I did not plan well for this. If you can't tell, I've had a bit of coffee this morning. Life is short. Cast on the whip if it makes you happy. I wasn't gonna do this. I'm like looking, I can see it. I'm locking eyes with it in the corner of my room right now. Hey y'all. I am Chelsea of Knitting Tipsy and welcome to episode 5 of Show Us Your Knits. If you're new here, welcome. And if you've been here before, thanks so much for coming back. Go ahead and grab a cocktail, a mocktail, cup of coffee. I'll explain why I'm drinking coffee in just a second. And settle in for this series where I get to play show and tell and show you the past month's finished objects and my current works in progress. Welcome to June, y'all. I'm so excited. I love summer. Y'all know I am a Florida girl. I am a warm weather girl. And even though it gets balls hot here in Florida in the summertime, I just love it. Summertime is pool, it's the beach, it's cocktails at any time of the day. I mean, that's just kind of my life. But at the same time, summer is great. June also means that the Hot Stitch Summer Make-Along is in full swing. If this is your first time here, you haven't heard it before, I'm gonna give you the spiel. If you've been here before, sorry, you're gonna hear it again. But the Hot Stitch Summer Make-Along is a super low-key, easy, fun make-along hosted by myself and Bree of the Little Wolf Knits. And we're just trying to get you to make some summer garments. I feel like so often when people think of knitting and crocheting and fiber arts, they think of sweaters and hats and scarves, and those are amazing. Nothing against them. I'm just saying knit and crochet summer garments are kind of epic. So if you've never made a tank top, if you've never made a bralette, if you've never made a t-shirt for yourself, this is a great time to start. Other projects, bikinis. Rudy has decided to bark. Shorts, pants, definitely check out the Little Wolf Knits if you want to try to make your own shorts or pants. She has the most amazing knit short and pants. I made it myself a pair of her thick tan line shorts. They're amazing. If you're a crocheter and you're looking for pants, Courtney of I Love Tinderbox has some incredible pants, and so does one of a Kate. Kate has her Glam Jama pants. I just recently purchased the pattern because I think I'm gonna have to make those for myself too. Anyways, pants, shorts, tank tops, bralettes, anything is welcome into the Hot Stitch Summer Make-Along that you think is summery. I know some people are making plushies. I know some people are making blankets, but in like bright and sunny summery colors. That actually was one of the ones that I was like, oh, you know what? I have been thinking about making a sunburst granny square blanket for a while now, but I want it in like really bright colors. Or the other blanket that is just like calling to me is by Chiwe, I think, yes, of One Dog Wolf. Is it her pattern? Pretty sure it's her pattern. But it is, she did these Monstera palm fronds a year or two ago, and they were just incredible. People were doing all sorts of amazing things with them. But she created a granny square pattern with the Monsteras, and then it was a kit through Lion Brand, and it was just so bright and cheerful and planty, like tropical planty. I really want to make that. Maybe that should be a treat to myself. Just start casting it on. I don't need to finish it this year. I don't need to finish it next year, but I could start making it for myself. Maybe. Anyways, it can be anything you want. That is the beauty of the Hot Stitch Summer Make-Along. Each week, Bree and I put up a prize post where you can go and comment on it and be entered to win a prize. So far, we've been giving away some really awesome patterns, and we're going to have some physical prizes coming up as well, too. All you got to do to play is be following me and the Little Wolf Knits on Instagram, post some pictures of your whips in progress, your finished objects. You can make multiple things for this make-along. Nothing has to be new either. If you have a whip in the back of your closet that you started 2 years ago and you want to pull it out and finish it for the Hot Stitch Summer Make-Along, if it's a summery make, go ahead. There's no rhyme or reason, and you don't have to finish anything. So yeah, that's my little plug for our fun June make-along. Okay, if you can't tell, I've had a bit of coffee this morning. But the reason that I'm drinking coffee is because it's only like 7 o'clock in the morning. We have some people that are gonna be at the house later, and I know that that means my dog is gonna be barking at them as they're working around the house. So I thought I'd get up really early and film. And I did toy with making myself a cocktail. I really did. But I don't have I wanted a Bellini. If I was going to have a cocktail this morning, I really wanted a Bellini, and I didn't have the peach nectar. I also didn't have orange juice, so I couldn't even do a mimosa. And my champagne wasn't chilled. I did not plan well for this. So I was like, do I drink warm champagne or do I just have a cup of coffee? So that's what we're doing this morning. This is my second cup and I'm feeling energized. I have to just show you how amazing this mug is. Go topless. I am a proud Jeep owner. My Jeep's name is Mona. She is my white Jeep Wrangler. I love her. And have y'all heard of Jeep? I'm just going off on so many tangents right now, but have you heard of Jeep ducking? It's this really fun thing I found out about in 2020 during the pandemic. And basically, I think it's been around for a while, but that's when I found out about it. But basically, you just get rubber duckies, and if you see another Jeep owner, you put them in their door. And it's called getting ducked. Yeah, and then people just display their ducks on their dash. And then like you can take from that. I have a whole bag of duckies and then I have my ducks that are like displayed up. But it's just like a little fun thing. Some people, and I want to be these people, I just haven't done it yet. They add like little tags and they're like, hey, you've been ducked by person's name or Instagram handle. Like go ahead and tag me and let me know where your duck's going, and cute little things like that. Or I've seen people put really like, you are loved, like really sweet little messages on them. I want to do that. That's what I want to do. I have so much fun. Like I'll duck someone, and if I have the time, I sit there and wait to see if they come out. And I love seeing people. People are like, oh, I got one. And it's just fun. It's just silly fun. Anyways, my beautiful, wonderful friend, Kate of One of a Kate, she knows that, and she sent me this awesome mug. I do love taking the top down on Mona. We cruise around at the beach, topless, sometimes the both of us if we're at the nude beach. So, coffee this morning. This is the longest intro ever, but one more thing. I want to show y'all what I'm wearing. Let me tilt this down, and I will also pop in a picture. But this is my Afterglow crop by the Marvelous Mrs. Maker. I absolutely loved making this. I made this, oh my gosh, probably in 2020. It's been a while since I've had this. It's made with, is it Zoe or Zooey? It's a linen yarn. Why can I never remember the name of it? I'm going to pop it here. But this linen yarn is incredible. The more you work with it, the heat of your hands, or if you're working with it outside, it turns this yarn into butter. Like it's just so comfortable and so soft. And the more you wear linen, I swear the better it gets. So great summer yarn if you've never worked with it before. If I didn't yet, let me pop in the picture here because this top is so good. Unfortunately, Britt of the Marvelous Mrs. Maker is taking a break. I don't even think she's on Instagram right now. And I'm pretty sure she pulled her designs. So you can't get this one. But that doesn't make it any less pretty, and that doesn't mean that I'm not going to wear it. Also, got to show y'all my earrings. How freaking cute are these? These are resin earrings made by Luxy Loops. She also made me a set of stitch markers that are these Monstera palm fronds, and they're super sparkly too. I love them. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I do that because sometimes I forget. Sometimes I forget to show you guys the incredible things that I'm wearing, and that's just silly. Now let's get started with the bulk of this show and talk about faux and whips. I have one finished object this month, and I'm really happy about that. May was much better than some of the other months of this year. I got a lot of progress done on whips, and this was a relatively large finished object. So I'm very happy to have it done. I actually finished it live on Instagram. If you want to go to my profile and just watch me finish it, you totally can. I had like 2 rows left to do, and I was doing it while talking to people, and it was so much fun to finish something live on Instagram. But anyways, this is my finished object. It is the Tendril Wrap by Montana Crochet. Isn't it incredible? It's so good. Let me pop in a picture. I wore this to the beach with my friend Clarissa Beth of Crochet Cakes. So I'll show it to you as a shawl. and I'll show it to you as a sarong, which that is probably how I'm going to wear it most often. Being here in Florida, it just makes sense, doesn't it? But it is so beautiful as a shawl. Just like, oh, her yarn. Oh, it still smells good too. Ashley's yarn, I don't know what she does with it. Like, it can't just be the wool wash. I think it's just her love and general energy. It just smells so good. And it's so soft. Ashley's yarn is so squishy and so soft. And yeah, I just love this. It was made with her Blooms collection. I bought the mini set. So you can see it's kind of striping. All of these were little minis. Now, as I've told y'all before, but if this is your first time here or if you've forgotten, there were many different ways you could set up these minis. You can see they all do go together, but I've seen other people's and they created fades and they're gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous. When I started this project at the beginning of April on my husband and I's 10-year anniversary trip, we were at the beach. I just felt too overwhelmed by trying, like, oh, do I want to do this or this or this? That felt too much. This was a relaxing vacation. So we played Russian roulette and I just spun the yarn and my husband picked out one of the minis and that's what I started with and just kept going that way. So this was a little chaotic and I love it. We started out with this gorgeous color here. And then, oh, I love this pale pink with these little pops of like peachy colors. And I don't think it's showing up very well here. In person, there is stellina, gold stellina in this yarn, and it's incredible. But you can just see the color progress. Each section, the striping is getting a little thinner as we get longer and longer rows. But I just, oh, I love it. And then I do like that these like 3 colors at the end kind of faded, which is pretty cool. And then we ended on this beautiful blue. When it ties around my hips, I love it. I like the 2 colors that ended up being the sides, and you get the really fun little fade on the ass. So it's great. Highly recommend this pattern if you need something really soothing, really meditative to work on. You do have a little bit of setup, this much setup from here to here, and then it's a 2-row repeat that is so easy to memorize. Like, I hesitate to even say memorize. You just kind of like, it's easy. It's easy. And you do these beautiful puff stitches. It is a great one. I have lovely memories stitched into this shawl, lovely energy put into this shawl. And yeah, I'm really happy with it. So this is the Tendril Wrap by Montana Crochet. That is my only finished object. So let's move on to whips from May. What's this month? June. Yes, whips from May. Okay. I'm giggling because wait till you see the state of this whip. The first whip that we're going to talk about is my entry. I have tons of entries, but this is like my main project for the Hot Stitch Summer Make Along. It is my own design. It's the one that I'm kind of promoting the most. It's my tan and tipsy top. Let me pop in a picture here. This was my first ever design, baby designer Chelsea. I love this top. I have so many of them in my closet because I have anxiety and I was so incredibly scared that I was going to mess something up and my testers, you know, I'd be wasting their time and their energy and their money. So I actually made the top in every size. Yeah. I have since sold, given away, or kept in my closet all of them. But that does mean that I think I still have like 6 samples. I think I have 6 samples. So it is one that I wear all the time. Now, in the actual making of it, now that I am a more experienced designer, a much more experienced designer, there are a few things that I do differently. But the design is still very sound. It is very simple. I love it. So I'm really trying to follow it like to the pattern instead of just, oh, well, I know how to do this now, so maybe I'd do this. I'm trying to actually follow the pattern and it's going great. However, if you remember, I have the whole project in Flaca, my flamingo. She's beautiful, but this is where I'm keeping this project. I am using some scrap yarn that I have, just like some extras, and I didn't realize how different the weight is, especially of one of them. This is, I think this is We Are Knitters cotton, and I should have probably looked it up. I think that they call it a DK. It's much more of a sport weight. The pattern itself, when I wrote it, is for worsted weight. So you'll see there's a bit of a difference. And most of the yarn that I'm using in my stash is like a DK, or like they call it a worsted, but I know it's more of a true DK weight, except for this one. And I'm a little nervous about the Nubu. I feel like Nubu may very well also be a similar sample, but I haven't got to this yarn yet. So when I got to this section, in my head, I was like, oh, I need to loosen up my tension a little bit so that it like maintains the gauge for the pattern. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why. So when I went to see Shelly from Knit Stars 2 weekends ago, we drove up to the beach to visit her. She asked if I could bring something to frog with me because we were going to do some filming for Knit Stars and for the Yarniverse. So I was really thinking like, oh, what do I want to frog? Like I have some things. And then I really looked at this whip and I started frogging it on camera. I didn't finish. Can you see how much looser I was knitting this tan section with the We Are Knitters yarn compared to the first section? I was much further. I was like into the third color at the split. But every time I looked at it, I wasn't loving it. It wasn't terrible, but I wasn't loving it. So I was like, yeah, Shelly, I've got something to frog. So I did not finish frogging. I just shoved this in my basket so we could move on to filming the next section. But I do think I'm going to put in a lifeline to the white yarn, and I'm going to keep that section because Rudy would like to bark again. Okay. Hilariously, I started filming this early in the morning because I was like, oh, he won't be barking until there's people at the house. And now he's just spending the morning barking. Anyways, I think the white lace section looks great. So I am just going to frog back to that and pick back up, start this section, maintaining the tension that I have for the whole project. And that section might be just like a little bit smaller. So I may compensate by adding a few extra lace rows into there. And I think it's going to be great. It's going to be great. I believe in it. So that is my tan and tipsy top progress. If you want to catch these videos and interviews that Shelly and I did for the Yarniverse, I'm going to pop my link into the description. If you don't know what the Yarniverse is, it is the Knit Stars Masterclass experience, 365 days a year. You get to travel the world, hang out with stars, the teachers from all around the globe, from the comfort of your living room, and take these classes on your own time. You get access to over 50 masterclasses and tons of patterns, and they even have tracks. So if you have never made a sweater before, you can take the first sweater track. If you're looking for some advanced techniques, you can take that track and it'll lead you through some really cool techniques that kind of build on each other. If you're a beginner knitter, if you're a beginner crocheter, there are tracks for that too. Additionally, each month in the Yarniverse, there's new content, like the interviews that Shelly and I did at the beach. Today it is June 4th, and I believe the first video, the frogging video, is going to come out on the Yarniverse this week. And then over the next couple weeks, the other episodes will be released. Episodes, interviews, whatever you want to call them. We did a fun section where we talked about what we've been making and shouting out some amazing makers in this community. I did a whole fashion show with Shelly. When I asked her what she wanted me to bring, she's like, bring everything. So I packed, no lie, like 17 handmade outfits. And we did a bit of a fashion show where I got to show, I think we ended up filming like 12 or 13. And they're all my designs, and I show you how you can take them from like casual, beachy to like going out and glam. Shelly and I will also be doing, I think at the end of the month, a live on YouTube together where you can ask us questions, and this will be only for Yarniverse members. This is a monthly subscription that you can cancel anytime. So if you just want to sign up for the summer, if you just want to sign up for June, that's okay too. Again, I've got the link in the description, and this is an affiliate link. So if you sign up through it, you are supporting me at no cost to you. Whip number 1, the tan and tipsy top. Whip number 2. If you watch my other series, Magical Making, you will have already seen the process, the progress of this top, but it is, well, top, it's a dress. This is the start of my Teresa dress by Elizabeth Margaret Designs. I'm realizing it is Elizabeth Margaret Designs, but her handle on Instagram is Elizabeth Margaret Knits. So if you've been having trouble finding her, that's why. This is a dress, again, that I'm making for Magical Making, and that is a whole series where I combine my love of witchy practices and yarn projects, yarny projects. I plan to wear this dress for a lot of the moon rituals that I do. I'm using this gorgeous silver Trubu. There's a couple different grays or silvers on the Lion Brand website with Trubu. I actually didn't see silver listed the other day when I went, but this is silver, and you can get it other places other than Lion Brand. I think maybe it's just not in stock right now. But Trubu has such a beautiful shimmer to it. It is silky, it is lightweight. It's a teeny tiny bit sheer at the gauge that I'm using, and I am so obsessed. I, in true Chelsea fashion, have deepened the neckline just a little bit so it's a bit boobier, and I'm so happy with it. The fit is so good. Let me pop in a picture here. This is my whip progress. The fit is amazing, and I really feel like, I'll show you. This is the tarot card that I am associating with this project. It is the High Priestess, full of mystery and divine feminine energy and moonlight and secrets and just amazingness. So I keep this tarot card that I have charged and some crystals for intuition in this little pouch, which I keep with the project. And it really does feel like a magical make. I think this garment is going to have the most incredible energy. I know I'm going to feel so proud and sensual and sexy and just awesome. Just awesome in this dress. So this is a really quick one that I'm showing y'all because if you want to know more about it, if you want to see the modifications, if you want to hear more about witchy stuff, you can go to Magical Making, and I'll be sure to link episode 2 in the description. Whip number 3 is my Jasper cardigan by 2 of Wands. Y'all, I am ridiculously excited about this. The Jasper cardigan is such a simple design. It's amazing. I think sometimes we use simple as like a derogatory comment or a negative comment, but it's not. Simple is incredible. I love to design simply, and I a lot of times crave patterns to follow that are really simplistic. The Jasper cardigan is one of those. It is simple, but it is really well done. This is a long cotton cardigan. I think it was part of Alexi's collection that she filmed in Costa Rica. It was a really tropical collection, which of course, calls my name. And the sample that she made was in a really beautiful like camel color. It does use Lion Brand's 24/7 cotton. What I really love about this, it's a long cardi, so it goes down below your bum, and it's oversized. I'm gonna pop in a picture of Alexi's here so you can see what I'm talking about. It is oversized. It has pockets. And it just seems like the perfect beach cardi. I loved her camel version. I did kind of toy with it, but I had to go with this super bright green. And hear me out, I've said this before, but I really think sometimes brights can be a neutral. You could pair this with other bright colors. You could pair it. I have my Shelia Tankini in this beautiful brown, and I think those two would look great together. I love pink and green. Soft pinks I think would soften this up. Go bright pinks and go loud and fun, like Miami style fun. So all that, since we last spoke, I did finish both of the front panels. And I deviated from the pattern just a little bit. I decided to go with a 3-needle bind off at the shoulders, which I think looks great. And then I did do the traditional seaming up the side. I used mattress stitch to seam, and I love mattress stitch. I know some people hate it. I love it. I love doing it. I know that it's time consuming. Seaming up both of these, and I mean, again, I'm 5'10", so from below my bum to up to my armpit, this was quite a bit of seaming. It did take me close to an hour, and I was doing it slowly and talking on the phone to people while I was doing it, but that seam is gorgeous. Nothing is blocked yet, by the way. So I do still need to weave in ends of the seams. Next up, I have the option to go pockets first or sleeves first. And I'm not sure which I'm gonna do. I think it'll just depend. Sometimes just picking up the stitches just holds me back because I'm like, oh, I gotta pick up the stitches. Whereas if I wanna make the pockets, I just cast on. So we'll see. I have a feeling it might be pockets first. But one thing I really wanna try with the sleeves is 2 at a time sleeves. That is not part of the pattern. In fact, in the pattern, the sleeves are knit flat, and this side seaming isn't done until the end, whenever you have the sleeve and you do sleeve, shoulders, side seam all at the same time. So I am doing it a little bit differently, but I think I'd like to try 2 at a time sleeves. 1, that would save me from being on Sleeve Island. 2, learn a new technique. And 3, it might get done just a little bit faster. So if you've done 2 at a time sleeves, let me know your opinion on them. If it was easy, if it was hard, do you have tips for me? That would be great. And then lastly with this project, there is I don't think she calls it a lapel. I gotta look up what she calls it. But you are adding like is it a folded band, folded brim, folded something? But there is a lapel-esque look that's going to happen to the front inside panels and then also all along the bottom. It's a really nice, beautiful finishing touch. It's just like a folded band. So I think that is added last. And the pockets have a little folded band at the top too, I think. Maybe. This is coming along great. Again, I don't have a timeline on this. The other two, I think I forgot to mention with my whips. The tan and tipsy top, I would just like done by the end of the make along, which is August 6th. The Teresa dress, I have no timeline. I've been working on it a lot during new and full moons, like the couple days surrounding them. So really I'm only working on it a couple days a month. So however long that takes me, it takes me. And with this cardigan, even though I'm so excited to wear it and I want it on my body, I'm also just enjoying the process. I'm very much a process maker. So yeah, whenever it gets done, it gets done. But if the sleeves, doing them 2 at a time, are as fun as I think they're going to be, this might be done sooner rather than later. But that is the Jasper cardigan by 2 of Wands. Okay, y'all, my final whip. So my Ko-fi subscribers and my email subscribers know about this project. My Ko-fi knows a lot more. They've been getting lots of behind the scenes and some video of me chatting about it, some video of me trying things on, and just pretty much daily updates on it. My newsletter, I've been teasing it a little bit, and Instagram has got nothing. So if you want to make sure that you are up to date on all of my projects, if you want to get behind the scenes, I'm going to drop the links in the description for both my email list and my Ko-fi. Again, my email list, I'm sending out weekly newsletters with updates on my whips and my faux, small updates. But there's also lots of other information. I do a small blog post each week and any links for things that I've been posting. So it's a great way to keep in touch with everything going on in the Knitting Tipsy world. And then on Ko-fi, you're getting that and so much more. I do freebies on there. We have different level tiers. So at the highest tier, there are events you can join tomorrow with my Ko-fi subscribers. So by the time this is posted, it will have already happened. But we're having our first whip and sip of the month. We do them virtually. It's so much fun. We get a little boozy, a little tipsy. We chat. We have a good time. But my Ko-fi is just such a fun place. And I post lots of, like I said, behind the scenes, but also extras. So anyways, this is my newest design. It's not done. I should probably say that. This beautiful, gorgeous panel is going to be part of, I'm still debating on the name, the Tipsy Tee, the Hangover Tee, something along those lines. But this is going to be a crochet t-shirt pattern. Super simple design. Like I said, I design simply, but I design fun. It is a positive ease V-neck t-shirt. It's made with 2 panels. I have this beautiful lace edging on the sides and on the front. Per most of my designs, it is a choose your own boob venture. So if you do not like a plunging V-neck, you can seam yours up as high as you would like. And yeah, it's just an easy breezy, really comfy t-shirt. And I'm already obsessed with just how this looks on the side. We'll have some seaming here. I based this t-shirt design off of a store-bought t-shirt that I've had. It's starting to get holes in it. I wear the hell out of it. Oh God, when did I buy it? Like 2017, 2018? It is just the comfiest t-shirt and I love it because it's very booby. I still feel like kind of sexy in it, but I feel comfy enough to wear it like when I'm hungover, whenever I'm sick, whenever, like it's so soft and drapey and yeah, it's my favorite t-shirt. And I kept saying, oh, my favorite t-shirt is a store-bought t-shirt. I need to make myself a handmade one. So that is what I am going for with this design. This hopefully will be my go-to t-shirt that I grab. Now, one thing about it, you might be shocked. Usually I am a cropped girly. I like my tops cropped. I like bralettes and things like that. This is going to be, well, it's going to have options, customizations, but this first sample is full length. It actually hits my hips and I will have a split hem on the side as my personal preference. But like I said, there is a lot of ease to this top. So if you don't want a split hem, you don't have to do that. I also plan on making a cropped version with the crochet. And then if you're a knitter, don't despair. This is also going to have a knit sister pattern that I will be starting as soon as I get this one into testing. And I think I'm gonna release both patterns at the same time. The knit version, it won't look exactly the same because knit and crochet are not exactly the same, but it will have many of the same like the same look. I'm hoping to mimic kind of the stitches from the crochet to the knitting. It'll have the same fit, the same ease, everything else, the same overall look. It just will be a little bit different because one's knit and one's crochet. I'm hoping to have one tunic length, 1 or 2 crops, and 1 hip length. So lots of samples for me to make. But if you know me, I love my own designs. I only design things that I truly love and that I want to wear in my closet. So I often have multiple samples of my own designs and I wear the shit out of them. So where am I in the design process? Well, I just finished up the lace for the second panel. And this may be a little ambitious, especially since we've talked about slowing down. And I think I did a great job of that the last few weeks. But there is a big part of me that would love to finish this design up this week. I think it's doable. I do think it's doable. I would just need to finish this second panel and then seam it together. And I've got a top. I mean, it needs blocked and, styled and everything. But I think it's very doable to have this garment done by the end of the week, get to some pattern writing next week, and then a tester call very soon. Very, very soon. Hey y'all, Chelsea from the future here. I did it! I finished the Tipsy Tee on Saturday night. This is a photo of it finished. It's not blocked, ends aren't woven in. Might make a couple teeny tiny tweaks, but yeah, here she is, and I love her. That will be coming very soon. As soon as I get the pattern written up, I will cast on the cropped version, which I don't think will take me very much time at all. So I'm pretty pumped. And then the knit version will be coming shortly after that. Now this yarn that I used is from Tropical Yarny. She is a local Florida dyer here in Orlando. And this is her Queen Conch Sparkles colorway. It doesn't have stellina in it, but it is called Queen Conch Sparkles. It is just gorgeous. And for the second sample, the cropped crochet sample, I'm going to be using an animal fiber because I want to make sure that, you know, we get the beautiful look in both fibers so that it's more versatile for people. I will, for crochet, have a plant fiber and an animal fiber sample. And then same with knitting. I'm going to do the same thing. For one of the knitted samples, I will be using Tropical Yarny again. This is her Queen Conch. So we have Queen Conch Sparkles. And we have her Queen Conch colorway. I'm obsessed. Pinks and peach. Doesn't this look like a conch shell? It's incredible. It's incredible. So I will be using this. This is her Pima cotton, pure cotton, 100% Pima cotton. I will be using that for one of the knitted samples. And then for the other knitted sample, an animal fiber. I'm really, really excited about this tee. I have not put out a design yet this year. I've made lots of things, especially for myself, and I think that's great. I really thought that my first design was going to be the Les Olas crochet set. I have a mental block on that design right now. I haven't gone back to it since March, whenever I was really in poor mental health. There was an issue figuring out like how to communicate clearly, how to do the rows in the round and turned rounds. And I just haven't gone back to it yet. I think the design works. I think it's beautiful. I wear mine all the time. And I do want that to be my first YouTube tutorial pattern. But I think because of the events surrounding it, I do right now just have a mental block. And I'm not forcing myself to go back to it if I don't want to. But that does mean that it is now halfway through the year and I haven't released a design. And I'm really working hard to not beat myself up for that. We are taking things more slowly, and that is okay. And I have tons of beautiful designs. I know how hard I've worked this year, both on my business knitting Tipsy and on my mental health. I'm proud of myself that my first design is coming in June because that is what is right for me. And yes, it is a really simple design, but I am loving it. I think a lot of people who love simple designs and want something that's meditative to work on that isn't a stressful make will also really like this design too. So that is my fourth whip. And that's all my active whips that I have, the ones that I'm really have been working on. I think I said last month I was hoping that I'd have another plushie made. I didn't get to it. I am hoping in June, especially since some of the babies that I was talking about have now been born. So I'm like, shit, I'm behind. But I know my friends, they're wonderful. They don't mind. And the baby doesn't mind that it doesn't have a plushie yet. It will soon. I also don't have a shawl on my hook or needles right now. And I really love always having a shawl as a comfort project. And I don't have that right now because I finished up Ashley's Tendril Wrap. So, I do have some yarn. I wasn't going to do this. I'm like looking, I can see it. I'm locking eyes with it in the corner of my room right now. And this was not on the agenda to show you, but I'm going to do it anyways. So hang on for potential whip number 5. Okay. So I bought this gorgeous yarn in March or April. I think it was April. Whenever some of my friends came to visit, Mac of Mac Dye Conley and Shannon of Crafty Luna Creations, they came up for the day just to hang out, and I took them to my local yarn shop, Knitcessities, here in Orlando. And the orange, what is it called? I think it's called the Orange Blossom Crawl. I feel really bad. I don't know the yarn crawl name. I think it's the Orange Blossom Crawl. Does it say on here? Hang on. Yes, the Orange Blossom Yarn Crawl. Probably just should have looked at the yarn. That had just wrapped up a few weeks prior. This yarn is from Emma's Yarn. She is a Florida yarn dyer, also based here in Orlando. She's incredible. Many people have heard of Emma's Yarn, but this was the colorway that she created for this yarn crawl here in Central Florida. And it's called the Orange Blossom Yarn. Doesn't it look like orange blossoms? I feel like it is so Florida. We've got oranges and like they kind of fade to like a peachy pink, some beautiful greens and creams. I'm a huge fan of the Disney Orange Bird and oranges here in Florida in general. And I feel like this colorway is just so incredible for that. So I grabbed the other two over there. I think I grabbed 4 skeins. This is on her 80/20 merino, superwash merino, and nylon. What's it called? Practically Perfect Sock is the base. And oh, it's so good. And I absolutely could see this as a shawl. So if you saw a couple weeks, months, what is time? A while ago, I posted some shawls for mental health making, and there's 2 or 3 of the shawls that I think would be really great for this yarn. So at some point, maybe if I wrap up one of these whips, although I don't have to, I could just do it anytime that I want to cast it on because life is short. Cast on the whip if it makes you happy. I might take this yarn and cast on a shawl so that I have that in my project bag. And that's really it for May projects. I'm really happy with all of my progress on everything. I'm feeling better in general. I mean, we all still have our ups and downs and don't know what the future will bring, but Rudy's doing really great. He has just had a great couple of weeks. I think the new medicine and supplements that we have him on are really helping. So obviously my mental health is doing much better because of that. And I've just been having fun, not pressuring myself and just kind of working on projects that make me happy. I've been choosing joy a lot this month in May and saying no to things that do not make me happy and saying yes to more things that do. It's kind of been a lovely way to live life. And I wish that was more of the norm and what's expected of us. So often we're pressured to do things we don't want to do and things that we think we should do. And I'm just kind of fucking over that. Anyways, so coming up in June, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to tell you before we go. If you remember last month's Show Us Your Knits, I did have a sewing project that I talked about. Oh, I still really want to do that. So that may be whip number 6. We're just kind of tossing it in here at the end. I have all the materials. I think I just want to take a weekend and go for it. I was going to do it the other weekend and then what happened? Oh, we had to take Rudy to the vet. He was fine. He was just like uncomfortable afterwards. So I didn't end up doing it. But I think I'm just going to block off a weekend in June and be like, this is what I'm doing. And just make it like a party, like cocktails and sewing. That'll go well. But I think it'll be fun. Anyways, if you can't hear already, they have started some work outside of the house. So I am going to go ahead and wrap us up. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. It is my goal this year to reach monetization on YouTube. And by subscribing and watching my videos, you are helping me out a lot. Share this video with a friend, give it a like, you know all the stuff to do. Thanks so much again, y'all. See you next time.